Ringo, let's go, buddy. Good boy. Ringo, can you sit? Good. Good boy. Ringo, let's go. Let's go. Good boy. Good. Good boy. Let's go. So for walking him, I say, let's go. Let's go, buddy. I do very little walking with him on my left side. The majority of the walking is actually on my right, in my right hand. And when he's in my right hand, he gets to sniff around and kind of be more relaxed. He doesn't have to stay in the heel position. I think that's really important for dogs in general. When they go on walks, that you let them sniff around and let them kind of do what they want. It makes for a much happier dog when they're out working and just kind of having fun with you. If you think about a dog, like why a dog goes on a walk, the purpose of it is to help them get mental stimulation and physical exercise. So their mental stimulation doesn't really happen as much when they're just stuck glued to your side, staring at you. So we can let them sniff things and experience their environment like he is right now. He's looking around, he's sniffing the ground a little bit, but he's still very much aware of me and paying attention to me. So I think that's a really important part when you're walking your dog, is to let them have the full length of their leash and let them walk at a relaxed, not in the heel position. If you find that you're walking through a crowd, or maybe you go to the market with him and he needs to be in the heel position, then I hold the leash in my left hand and walk him right here with me, and I reinforce that I want him here with me. Good boy. So he's still on treats, and especially in transition, I want you to use lots of treats for the first little bit. And then as he gets more experience, then you can start giving him less treats when you're having really consistent positive results. So the bed is a great spot for him. Hey, Ringo, he just went potty on it. So I'm gonna run him out, and I ignored his questions or his request to go potty. So I'm gonna take him out and have him go potty, and there'll be a video on taking your puppy out to go potty. But I'm gonna go clean this up. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back with Ringo. He had to go to the bathroom, clean up. So when we're working with them, giving a dog the opportunity to sniff around, experience their environment is gonna make it actually will reduce your need to put input into your dog. Again, I don't recommend doggy daycares or any kind of group play activity like that. I do highly recommend having a friend that you can take your puppy over maybe once a week and let them get a good playtime. But those doggy daycares and those kind of environments are incredibly stressful for dogs. So exercising is really fun with the Frenchies. They're also very just toy motivated in general. We will do things similar to this. I'll do a quick little setup to show you what you can set up with like a rope in your backyard. But Frenchies kind of like to play like cats, so it's really fun for them to just chase something. And you can do something like this through your house. Good boy, buddy. Get it. Go get it. It's so fun for him. He can play tug of war with it. You can do it all different kinds of ways, or you can just run through the house with it, run through the backyard, and he'll have so much fun chasing it. They make actual toys that the dogs love to play with. Their dad, Stewie, loves one called the Tether Tug. It's a great one. You can find those on Amazon. It's really a nice way for your dog to be able to exercise themselves without having you have to sit there and babysit them all the time. Dogs, of course, are social animals, so they do need you to play with them. When you put them outside by themselves, they kind of sit there like, why would you do that to me? It's more of an isolation experience at that point than it is a fun time. So setting up little things that they really love to do, like your interactive feeding toys, even in the yard, is a really great way for your dog to use their brain and have some independence from you. So these interactive feeding toys, my all-time favorite is the Bobble-Lot. and it has this sliding door that can adjust the size of the kibble, so you can adjust the amount of kibble that comes out. It doesn't just dump out that way. This one's empty, so he's not going to get his food out of it. I also love the Kongs. With the Kongs, I'll use them with the soaked kibble and then stuff it into the Kong. This is a really great one if you're having to leave your puppy for an extended amount of time. Put them in the long-term confinement area with a couple of Kongs and maybe one of these, and his bowl of water and a litter box and a nice bed, and you will be setting your puppy up for success. Also adding a few good chew toys. These guys, Frenchies, love to chew, so I would recommend some good Nylabone or Kong toys, as well as beef femur bones. They really love the beef bones, and they really love the antlers. Antlers are really great. With the beef bones, I don't have any in here. The dogs must have run out with my demo bone. But the beef bones, once the marrow is cleaned out, and you can buy some with the marrow already cleaned out, you can use those like you would the Kong, and you can actually stuff that with the wet kibble as well. So that's a great way to, good boy buddy, to reinforce your dog's independence and giving them some good activities to do. So I just rewarded him for just hanging out on his bed, because this is something that we reinforce as we're getting him to just kind of know that this is a good spot to hang out. So you notice he went to it on his own, and he enjoys hanging out there. So he's not quite at the point where he'll stay there for a long amount of time unless I'm nearby. But with some more practice on that, you can get him more independent from there. I like to use a tether when I'm teaching this behavior. I would tether them to an eye bolt that's screwed into a stud in the wall. And this is a great way to help reinforce your puppy staying in a spot without just wandering off. So he's done tethering work already, and he relaxes very nicely at the end of his leash, and with his nice little bed and toys set up like this. So it doesn't have to be a bed like this, although I do highly recommend these beds. This is a Kuranda dog bed, and it's well over 10 years old, pushing 15 years. And leave it, Ringo, leave it, good boy, let's go, good boy, Ringo, sit. So he knows leave it, and when he touches something that he shouldn't, I will tell him leave it, and then I kind of get him away from the object. If I have my treats on me, then I will redirect him into another behavior. Like there, I got him to move forward and then do a sit. And then from there, if you didn't have treats, you could just give him a toy, something like that. So you want to reward him and show him what he can do that will get him a reward, and not doing something naughty like chewing on the books over here. So if they do something naughty, he knows leave it. It's a really great way to get him to immediately know what's available to him and not. So when they first go home, I leave the leash attached to my puppy when they're roaming around the house, free outside of their long-term confinement area. And I always have my puppy within eye's view. I want to always see what they're doing at all times, because these first couple weeks are super important for setting up the behaviors you want. Come here, buddy. Ringo, come. Good boy. Good boy, come. Good boy. Right now is the time to set up the behaviors you want, instead of letting him just run free through your house and decide what he can and can't get into. If we can go through and just keep saying yes to lots of things for him, it'll make it really clear and really easy for him to transition into your home. So as you're working with him, he knows his basic obedience, his sit. Ringo, sit. Good boy. Good boy. Sometimes he's a little bit slow for down just because he gets so excited sometimes. Down, buddy. No, sit first. Good boy. Ringo, sit. Good. Good boy. Ringo, down. No, it's not that way. Come here, buddy. Good boy. Good boy, buddy. Let's switch hands. You do it this way. Good boy. Sit. Good. So I just get him to relax for a second because his biggest thing is he's like, oh my gosh, there's a treat. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So when he gets that excited, I just have to kind of slow him down for a second and then he'll do it. So Ringo, sit. Good boy. And then I'll do a couple push-ups with him like this. Hey, right here, buddy. So you can see there I move my hand too fast and it makes him get up. So we want to make sure he is, let's turn around so we can see you on camera, buddy. Good boy. Can you sit? Good. No, we're sitting first. It's right here. It's in my hand. So you can see he's a little bit distracted by the treat, and right now he just started doing this. They go through phases for sure when you're doing training. So we just wait him out. Good boy. Good down. And then he does his down. Good boy. He loves back scratches, so I'm always quick to give him this quick little back scratch. Good boy. Yes, you're a good boy. I work on duration with him a little bit as well, just so that he can get used to that staying in the behavior a little bit longer. So he'll get longer and longer at that as he gets more practice. Ringo down. Good boy. There you can see he's doing it. He just gets kind of too fast sometimes. So if he does that, sit. Good boy. Just get him to sit for a second. Just relax him. Good boy. Ringo down. And it's just really getting him to stop for a second because he's like, oh my gosh, there's a treat. I'm so excited. I can't handle it. Stand. Ringo, stand. Good boy. He tried to stand without actually standing. In his mind, I think he was. Ringo, circle. Good boy. So my finger kind of wiggling at him is the circle. Ringo, circle. Oops. Got distracted by my other hand. You'll notice little things like that as you're working with your puppy. Good boy. Sit. Good boy. Good. So if there's something like something suddenly moves across the room, puppies' brains get very distracted quickly. So I was in the process of turning him, and then I set my hand down right in his face, basically, and then he got distracted by that. So notice little things like that as you're working with him so that he is successful and both of you don't get frustrated. So the other thing I really like to do with my puppies, and this guy has had lots of practice with, is what I call puppy handling. So for puppy handling, I kind of pretend like I'm a vet, going through and handling my dog all over the place, checking out his ears, his eyes. We would wipe his rolls with a wet wash rag. I just use water and keep him wiped every day. Feel him all over his belly and his toes and his feet. And I start touching his teeth so that he can get ready for teeth brushing when his adult teeth grow in. I don't do teeth brushing until their adult teeth grow in because it's a little, I think their gums actually hurt. He's a little bit drooly right now. He's teething a lot. So we want to be respectful of the fact that his gums do actually hurt. They're swollen and red right now. So we don't want to cause more irritation to that. I'm not going to cause him frustration and make him not want me to brush his teeth in the future. So all we need to do now is just do a little touch, get him used to the fact that we can stick our fingers in his mouth and do all these kinds of things with him. When I do this, I'm only touching the outside external parts of his teeth. I'm not touching the parts of his teeth that touch his tongue. I'm only on the inside. My buddy, he loves to give hugs. So I work on sitting first. There you go, boy. I don't think he's satisfied with just me having him sit here. He wants to be held. Oh, what happened? What happened? Go play, buddy. Come here. What you doing? Good boy. He decided he didn't like that for some reason. Here, good boy. What happened? Huh? Good boy. You okay? So I also like to move the puppy handling. What's happened? Good boy. To their side. Good boy. And with the Frenchies, they're so small, it can be while they're just even on your lap. He wants this treat. He's like, you dropped the treat and you haven't fed it to me. Go boy, buddy. All right, I'm gonna move that so you can't stare at it anymore. Is that what made you mad? Go boy. Go boy, Ringo. So from here, this is how I will start working. Oh, what's happening, buddy? What's happening? You just want to stay upright right now? Puppy handling is something that I think is really important to do when the puppy's in the right mood for it. If we try to get the puppy to do puppy handling and lay down, when they're really more active, it's definitely a lot harder. So you want to make sure you do things like that when it's appropriate for your dog. Don't get him while he's super active and alert, which this guy is right now. He's very alert, very active. He wants to keep training. He definitely does not want to do puppy handling right now. So we're gonna skip off that right now because there's no emergency in his life that requires me to do that at this very moment. And so it doesn't mean he's a bad dog or a disobedient dog. It just means that he is not at that moment in his brain right now. I know there's times where I'm like, I can't handle that right now. I need a break from whatever stimulus is getting me not feeling super happy about a situation. So I can respect that in a dog and give that to him as well. He wants to do some training right now. He really loves to work. He's like, well, I don't want to take a nap right now. I want to keep working. So I'm going to respect that for him and just give him some jobs to do. Ringo, sit. Good boy. And for him, sitting and staring at me all day is could be his favorite job. That would be his dream come true, to just sit and get paid little treats for staring at me. Good boy, Ringo. Good boy. So we'll come back to puppy handling in just a minute, which will include going over his nails. But puppy handling is a very important thing to do with your dog, and I like to do it in the evenings after they get through their crazy time. You can do some quiet, just relaxed puppy handling time with them after their playtime. It's a nice kind of evening thing to do with your dog, just get him to relax with you. So definitely not right now when he's in this very active mode. So I want to show you him going into the kennel. Ringo. Good boy, buddy. Let's go. Ringo. Kennel. Good boy. So he goes in nicely. I usually throw a little treat in there just because, or toy. I would always have a toy and a pad in here. As long as your dog is not in any risk of eating their pad. Some do literally eat them, so we don't want that to happen. But as long as your dog is pretty relaxed with the softer toys, they don't obsessively eat them, then you can definitely give them like a towel in there or a blanket. I think it's nice to give them something, especially for the puppies, in case they have an accident. It will absorb the accident. But if your puppy may eat something, Ringo definitely does not, but in the future, that is something you want to definitely watch out for. He should also have a good toy in here, and if he was going to be in here for a long amount of time, I would give him a Kong with the stuffed kibble inside of it. So before he can get out of the crate, just like he chose to do here, he needs to sit, and I'll just say wait. Okay, Ringo. Okay, buddy. Good boy. He's so polite about waiting through the doorways. So he doesn't charge out. He's happy to wait until we tell him he is ready. So he's very confident in sit down, stand, circles both directions, walking on leash, both in my right hand and my left hand. He will go into the kennel. Same thing with going on his bed. I use the word kennel. Ringo, kennel. And that just means I need you to be in this kind of contained, isolated spot. So he goes in here and he goes in his kennel. You could use this again with the tether. Or he goes in his crate or into his long-term confinement area, depending on where you're at and how long he'll be there. In the crate, I only like to leave the puppies in for maybe an hour during the daytime. But at night, they can definitely sleep in the crate overnight. Before bed, I pick up food and water about 4 hours before bed, and we take them out to go potty. The word to go potty is do your business, and do your business is accompanied by me holding the leash in my right hand, and I do what's called the puppy cha-cha, the 3 steps forward and 3 steps backward. Every time we take him out to go potty, we're going to do that in the exact same spot every single time. We want him to know that going outside, first and most important thing is to go potty first, and then from there he gets to play and have some free time. After he goes potty and outside is the perfect time to give your puppy time to run around the house and be free. Again, I always have my puppy still within eye view of my dog. I want to make sure I can tell him leave it throughout the house if he's going through and trying to experiment with what can go in his mouth. But I also leave the leash on him so that if he gets into something that I don't want him to, I can very quickly redirect him. So an example of that, let's just say this is for some reason, I decided to set my plate of food on the floor here. So I'm just gonna walk over and I'm gonna tell him, Ringo, leave it. Ringo, leave it, good boy. So he just walks away from it. I don't have to pull him off of it or give him a correction for looking at it. I just hold still, and as soon as he looks away from it, Ringo, leave it, good boy. He's like, oh man, I don't get that one. So he'll learn after a couple repetitions on this one in particular, because this is a bowl with dog food in it and spoon that has peanut butter on it. So he's just sitting here next to it like, I guess this is not mine. Good boy, Ringo. You're doing such a good job leaving it. Good boy. If your brain ever says, holy smokes, I can't believe he didn't try to eat that, that's an amazing leave it, then he should be rewarded for it. You should tell him that he did a good job for something like that. So even though he's not trying to charge for it, good boy, Ringo, come here, buddy. Even though he's not trying to charge for it, we can still reward him for making the right choice. Again, we want to reward the good and not keep trying to punish the bad. Ringo, leave it. Good boy, buddy. So he knows the word super well, and he responds very quickly, even to something super high value and very enticing, like a bowl full of kibble with a spoon that has peanut butter on it. It's pretty amazing. He's a really good puppy. Good boy, buddy. He also knows stay. So Ringo, when I do stay right now, he's still on leash. I'm not going a super far distance, but I'll work him. Let's get over here. Here, buddy. Come here. Good boy. But I'm working him so that he is off the end of the leash. So he's always on leash. Ringo, sit. Good boy. And I tell him with a very solid hand signal, Ringo, come here, buddy. He's slipping off I'm gonna put this down here for him to sit on. So his little butt is sliding. Come here, bud. Kennel. Kennel. Good boy. So now he knows I want him on this bed, because I told him kennel. Can I get you to scooch just a tiny bit, buddy? Good boy. Try to get him so you can see him on camera here. Ringo, can you sit? Good boy. So again, I'm holding my leash. Ringo, stay. 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 Good, stay. Good, stay. Stay. Good boy. Good boy, Ringo. You're such a good monkey. Good boy. So I'll do it sometimes like that where I return to him. Ringo, stay. 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 Ringo, come. Good boy, come. Good boy, good boy. And sometimes where he actually comes to me. So when he comes to me, I make sure he comes up close enough that I can grab his collar or his harness and then feed him several treats. I always, always, always feed a dog a treat if I use the word come. If I use the word here, then that's my informal recall, and that's kind of like my check-in command. Here means, can you pay attention to me? Or just kind of check in with me. I just want to make sure you're still like in the vicinity. We use that one a lot when we go camping with our dogs, so that I can just kind of check in on them. I don't need them to come and sit obediently next to me. I just need them to check in so I know where they're at. So if I say here, it's more of an invitation. It's not a command. Come is a command, and come is something that I think is incredibly important and potential for even life and death situation. If we need our dogs to come to us away from an animal, another dog, or a vehicle, we want to be able to do that efficiently with a dog that is like, oh, the squirrel doesn't mean anything compared to what my human's about to give me, which is going to be the greatest things ever. So whenever we say come, I always tell people you need to win the Academy Award for acting. It needs to be the best and most exciting, positive experience for your dog. Even if they did 800 million bad things to get from point A to point B, they came to you, and that's the most important thing. So when your dog comes to you, it is, again, you're winning the Academy Award for acting. You are so happy, you are so excited, and you're going to give that dog as much praise and reward as you can. After that, you're going to take note and remember that you need to work a lot harder on recall practice so that your dog is ready. Punishing your dog for coming to you will do absolutely nothing but destroy your relationship and his desire to ever want to recall to you. So when they come to you, even if they did 100 bad things, you reward them for it, and then we work on those 100 bad behaviors. So as you're working with your puppy, right now, again, we're feeding. Anytime you say anything to him, if he looks cute at you, you can feed him a treat. Right now, feeding him the treat is telling his brain what behaviors you like and what behaviors you don't like. Things that you don't want him to do, well, he'll hear leave it or that's enough, and he will not get treats for those. Things he does, you do want him to do, you will say, good boy, give him treats, and interact with him every time he makes those choices. So your house should have several containers of his dog food all over the place. I like to use about 80 to 90% of the puppy's rewards are literally just his dog food. And this kibble that they're on is a really nice small food. So it goes a really long ways when you're working with the lots of training. So keep training sessions short, 5 to 10 minutes. You don't want to push him into marathons of training. We want him to feel like it's a still fun, exciting activity, and his brain will lay down memory a lot easier if he has a shorter lesson. A lesson like this is really long and it's harder, they don't really learn so much. This is for you more than it is for him. So keep your lesson short, 5-10 minutes. Ringo, leave it. Leave it. Let's go. Leave it. Good boy. So he tried to actually go up and get it over here. He's like, well, maybe I can have it over here. So just remind him again, nope, it's still the same thing. So I brought this peanut butter one out so I can show you how you can do his nails when you don't have a helper. So we're gonna do a couple nails real quick just so I can show you. This is one of the only times I'll use peanut butter. And when I do, I will smear it basically on the roof of my dog's mouth, and it becomes like a slow feeder for peanut butter so that he can get his nails cut. So I usually do his nails just sitting in my lap. So I smear some peanut butter in his mouth, and he gets to focus on that for a minute while I run through. Good boy. You're okay, buddy. You need to see the peanut butter for a minute? Good boy. Well, I run through real quick and do a clip of his nails. Hey, bud. There you go. Okay. Did you already eat your peanut butter? No, you didn't. Good boy. Good boy. You want a snack for that? Good boy. And having someone here to feed him, like if Jesse were in the house, I would have him hold the peanut butter spoon or the treat and give him lots of reward for having his nails done. Some dogs have more sensitive nails than others, and this is one that I have definitely noticed has a little bit more sensitive nail. Good boy. You're okay, buddy. Yes, you are. So we just go slow with him, and there's no law that says you have to do every single one of your dog's nails in one sitting. We just go slow and keep it fun. Oh, you're such a good boy. Yes, you are. Yes, you are, buddy. And we give him a snack after he's done. So it's not a stressful experience. It's just not his favorite experience. So we just make it fun with lots of food and go slow and reward him. Again, he's still kind of in the active training mode. So he's not really in the mode of like sit and snuggle with me, and that's an easier time to do nails as well as doing the puppy handling. So Emmy's video, I would like you to watch that one as well, has she was very compliant by the time I got to her puppy handling. So you can watch that one. This guy usually, that's one of his favorites, is to just relax for puppy handling. You can see he's kind of getting there. He's looking a little more sleepy, but he's still not quite. He would go up and party with me if I got up. So I'm not gonna force it right now. When they start to get upset, it's just not worth it. So I just give them a little break. I finished one foot, and we'll do the other foot in a couple minutes. So it doesn't even have to be an hour later or the next day. It could just be maybe 5 minutes later. We're just gonna do a little bit of body handling, and then we'll go back to that foot or the feet for trimming. So again, there's no timelines. It's not like it's a timed race and you have to do it as fast as possible. It's just have fun with him, let him be comfortable, and tell you when he's ready and when he needs a little break. Having a partner makes nails so much easier though. So one of you can feed him a couple treats while the other one does some quick clips. So if you do the tips of their nails every 2 weeks or so, it makes it a lot easier just to keep up on these dark nails. Hi, buddy. So I will continue to be posting videos on YouTube, so they are applicable to this guy and his continued work. So enjoy, have fun. It's a pretty cool little dude. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with him. Good boy, Ringo. Here you go, boy. Come here. Come here. Here you go, boy. He's one that likes to watch and stare a lot too. Like if I ask him to move forward, sometimes he's like, what does that mean again? And then he moves forward. So give him a second. He's a processor. Some dogs are really fast. If you watch Emmy's video, she's fast. She can go through things really, really quickly. This guy is a lot more like his dad. He's a slower processor. Doesn't mean he's smarter or less smart than another dog. It just means that his brain is a little more methodical and slow when you ask him to do something. So give him those few seconds and give him a chance to just